Exactly right. 30. Hi, good to see everybody. I'm always excited to be at training camp because I actually like coming away and doing this thing and sleeping in a dorm. So good to be here. But with that, I'll let it open up and let you guys fire away.
Lloyd Gilman spoke with us yesterday, and can you kind of elaborate what he's meant so far to the defense and what you've seen from him?
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen a change from the OTA practices to now. I was in the red zone today. Noah Williams made a really big play, and I saw Gil go right over, congratulate him, want to do a little dance. I mean, just something that little showed me what he's all about. He's a cerebral player. I mean, that's what we thought when we got him here, and hopefully he'll be that, going forward.
Is he playing Shamari this year?
Yeah. We haven't, if you've watched OTAs, now, he hasn't played as much nickel. He's played more safety, but that's really to get some of the other guys ready. I think we can always put him back there in a pinch, but this gives him a little bit more time deep that he didn't have last year. So I think he's going to I think we'll still have some flexibility with him at both positions.
Steve, what have you seen from Mansour so far? I just wonder how typical it is, rookie progression is, maybe getting beats.
Sam, you probably took the words right out of my mouth. Listen, with all these rookies, it's a process, right? He's going through, let's call it stage 3. First he did rookie mini camp where he was just around rookies. Then the vets came in for some OTAs, but, it's pajama football, right? And now we're about to get in the training camp where it gets real. I've seen him kind of progress. I mean, he early on in the rookie training camp here, he needed a little bit of time to get his legs underneath him. He had the shoulder deal, so I'm sure he wasn't able to do as much as he would normally do in the off season. So, but I like the way he's interacting with the guys.
Another guy, Ashton Delay, we saw playing a little bit, maybe on the line.
We're experimenting with a bunch of things. We'll do that with him, Coop, some of the D. Unfortunately, we know Ethan Downs got hurt, but he was another guy. I'd like to be able to see if there's anybody in the D-line group that can do other things. Just like you remember, we would take Leo and put him with the D-line once in a while. So this is part of the finding the versatility in guys.
How's the mental retention going from the rookie training camp to the guys, and also Jaden Hicks? What do you need to see from him?
Yeah, talk about the young guys going from the rookie. I thought the young guys did I thought they did we put a lot of volume in the rookie those 3 days on purpose, so that when they got it a second time here with the vets, it would sink in a little bit, and I think that's happening. You asked about, listen, Jaden, the one thing, Jaden played a lot of different spots last year. I told him back in the OTAs, I'd like to find one that he can just hone in on and master that while we experiment with some of the other guys. But he is a guy that we had a little versatility with a year ago or the last 2 years. That won't change. We'll just find out where he's going to get slotted in.
How do you feel like L'Jarius Sneed will fit into the mix?
Listen, you know how I feel about him. He's it's like having the sun come back, right? Now you guys know he's in the ramp up. He hasn't really been out there, but when you see him just in the jog throughs that we do against ourselves, I mean, you can see it's coming back. He's excited. I love the way LJ, Nick, Drew, Shamari, I love the way they interact. They were together for those number of years when we were playing really well. So hopefully we can find that same ingredient.
Can you talk a little bit about the competition to start opposite George at the other edge spot?
Yeah, I think they're all going to compete in there. Listen, our Mason has done some really good things, but he's in the rookie process. Ashton's in the second year, and he looks like a guy that's made some steps in the second year. It's not all new to him like it was a year ago. And then getting Felix back has been pretty important, especially with the fact that Ethan got dinged. Just in my mind, Felix made one really good play today in the run game. And let's hope he can do that, right? Get over the injury issues and be a factor for us.
Last one, Sam.
Dude, Chris Rowland-Wallace was the guy that impressed you as an undrafted guy when he came here a couple of years ago. What did you see in his progression?
It's funny, Sam, you said, so last night when I had the unit, we got a lot of bodies out there, and there's some guys that are like third and fourth on the depth chart when you put it up. And I said, don't ever worry about that. And I used Chris Rowland-Wallace as an example. When he came here 3 years ago, whatever it was, he was buried in the depth chart, and we didn't really know where to fit him. And then he just chipped away and now he's out there playing with the first group. So real happy with what he's doing. He's a smart football player. It's really important to him.
Thank you, Coach.
We good? Yeah, thanks. Stay dry.
With the addition of Walker, and it looks like there's going to be more of a commitment to the run game, how happy does that make you as an interior offensive lineman?
Yeah, really excited. Really excited about K9. He's a dynamic player, freak athlete, great with his reads, everything like that. So we're really excited to get him in there and start working with him.
What are you looking for to get the spring game to be back to being a more dynamic part of the offense and getting that rhythm with Kenneth?
Yeah, I think it's just focusing on the details in practice, locking down exactly what we need to do, exactly what we're trying to accomplish with each screen, and really just get the reps with the backs, the new backs, and everybody just to get that cohesion.
Everybody says that based on the offensive scheme the last few years that you guys aren't under center a ton. As a lineman, do you feel like you need more reps in training camp to make that a bigger part of the offense? Would you like to have that be a feature with these next few weeks?
Yeah, under center stuff's fun. So when we get the chance to do it, I have a lot of fun with it. We're excited about what we're doing right now, and we're excited about where this offense is headed.
Leo Benson got the opportunity today. I guess what have you learned about him on the field off the field?
Yeah, really hard worker. He's a very hard worker. You can tell it's important to him. So he shows up every meeting, every walkthrough, every lift, everything with the right mindset, and really strong player. Just from a physical standpoint, his punching power, things like that. I mean, he's really strong and really technical too. So we're excited about him.
On the other side too, like it looks like Josh is gaining strength. Have you noticed that? Like, what have you noticed from Josh?
Yeah, just Josh's potential is through the roof, man. If he keeps working the way he is, he's going to be a very talented player in this league. So really excited about him.
I know you guys haven't been in pads yet. So what stands out about Peter Woods just a couple reps those days?
Yeah, just how dynamic he is. He can beat you in a lot of ways. He can bull rush you, do power moves. He can work hands, finesse moves, all those things. So really excited about the addition of him. And a guy like him learning under Chris, I think, is huge for him. So he's got a ton of talent and a ton of potential. I'm excited to see what he does this season.
Good. How does it feel about dealing with the rain? You consider yourself a mudder? Do you have an advantage out there in the rain?
No, yeah, I love the rain. It cools me off, so we like it out here. But yeah, as long as it's cool, I like it.
How much can you learn? We always talk to you guys about when you put the pads on. What can you learn about an offensive line without the pads on?
Yeah, I think communication's a big thing right now. Being able to communicate with each other pre-snap, post-snap, all those things. And so far, the guys have been doing a great job with it, and I feel like it's gotten better with each day so far. And just the work ethic and individual drills, all those things. It's in the right direction.
Thanks, Drew.
Yep.
Definitely improving every day, each and every day, getting the guys on the same page and just building a bond where no matter what goes throughout the season that we're together and we're in it for one goal.
Did you evaluate it last year for yourself individually? What stood out?
There was definitely things to improve on, but I felt like it was a stepping stone, a learning stone for me, definitely in a new role, but definitely things to build on.
What stands out to you about
Those things, I'll just say communication and just getting guys on the same page.
From Brian Cook during his time here as a mentor for you.
Yeah, he was a vocal guy. He was getting guys on the on the right page. He was doing all the right things. So,
Jaden, how much more comfortable do you feel in Spag's offense, this being your third year, with the mental retention and just trying to find your niche in that offense?
Yeah, it's definitely more laid back now. I got the swing of things, and it's a great feeling. And we got a bunch of new guys in the room, so it's fun helping everybody around.
What advice do you give to the rookies that are going through that, or even the second-year guys that are going through what you went through trying to retain all that?
Yeah, just stick to it, you know, stay in the playbook. But, you know, there's going to be tough days out there and tough days ahead. So, you know, just take it as a learning lesson, keep going forward, and we're all here to help. So we're all on the same page.
And battling with Shamari here, I mean, big opportunity for you this year to get your name out there and show what you can do.
Yeah, definitely. There's opportunity ahead. I'm ready to attack it, and I can't wait for the season and what it holds. Yep, thank you.
What made Kansas City attractive in coming back and doing it again?
I'll say just the history of the organization, man. They play a lot of clean football here, man. Play at the highest level, and obviously Patrick Mahomes and working with Andy Reid and the coaching staff, one of the best coaching staffs in the league. So why not Kansas City?
That Juju and Hollywood moving on does for you in terms of opportunity.
Just seeing how them guys paved the way, man, as far as leadership in the room. I mean, I feel like I'm the oldest guy. I think I am the oldest guy, not age-wise, but like as far as playing in the league in our room. So I just want to take over that leadership role with the young guys and just lead it in the right way.
Is it surprising, Tyquan, so far about getting to know Chad and what he wants from you guys?
Yeah, during the draft process, I had a chance to meet with Chad when he was with the Browns. So, and he coached at New England Patriots in the past. So, I mean, we see the same way. So, great to have him in the room. He's a great coach, man, very hands-on. And I see our room, we definitely getting better each and every day.
What stands out about his personality?
Personality? Man, great guy, man. We always joking around, man, especially on the field, man. I mean, he brings new drills to us every day, and then I can see us just taking that step forward.
You were really productive the first month of the season last year. How confident are you now with these reps and the opportunity that you can do that for the whole season?
Man, I'm very confident, but it's also a process, man. Coming out here is just day two, man. Just coming out here, man, working with the rest of the offense and just putting our feet together and just working.
What are your early impressions of Cyrus Allen and what he's been able to do these first 2 days?
Man, he's eager to learn, man, and his route running is he's elusive, very good at the catch point, and I'm excited to see what he do. That is flat, man. I mean, he's been throwing the ball pretty well, man. Today he had like a nice little fadeaway pass and a deep ball to Xavier Worthy, man. Pass looking good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Good morning. It's great to see everyone. We're excited to be back in Missouri Western. This is our 16th time out of the last 17 years. I appreciate the fans who came out today and weathered the storm to watch practice. Before I say any more, I want to say a few words about Coach Bieniemy and just how much we're thinking about him and his family, wishing his wife a very speedy recovery. And when he's back, we'll be delighted to have him back, but we're glad that he's taking the time that he needs with his family right now. We've had a very busy off season. The World Cup was at the top of that list, and just couldn't be prouder of the job that Kansas City did in hosting the World Cup. I thought it was outstanding on every level. We've also announced the architects for our new stadium, Manica, as well as the training facility, Populous. We're delighted to be working with such outstanding firms, two Kansas City-based firms, on those projects. Having said that, it's great to be back here at training camp and thinking about the football season, which is just around the corner. It was fun to see practice this morning and see Patrick moving around and throwing the ball as well as he did. With that, I'll open it up.
What was your favorite part about the World Cup, and what did you see, Kansas City on the biggest stage? What was, the best part that you saw and experienced yourself?
Yeah, I think the best part about World Cups are the fans, both the international fans who come into the cities and spend days celebrating and cheering on their teams, and then watching how they interacted with the fans from Kansas City. As I mentioned, I think Kansas City did an outstanding job on every level. It was a community-wide effort. The entire community really came together to do a great job. And as I traveled around the country during the World Cup, I frequently heard how great a job Kansas City was doing, which obviously should make us all feel very proud.
How many different cities did you go to games in?
I think 4. Sorry, 5. I went 5 and I did go to the final. Yeah. Well, World Cup finals are special. I've attended 13 of the last 14 World Cups, and I haven't been to all those finals. So when you get a chance to go to the final, it's special. Tremendous matchup between Spain, which was obviously an outstanding team, and Argentina led by Messi. Spain obviously prevailed. They were an amazing team throughout the tournament. My family and I were sitting in a section with a bunch of Argentinian fans, so we learned some new chants.
In regards to the new stadium renderings, once you took a look at those, how close is that to what you envisioned when you began this process and as you've gone through the process?
Yeah. So the conceptual design phase is always fascinating, and we looked at lots of different design concepts from both design firms throughout that process. And I can't really say that I had something in the back of my mind going into it. But we're delighted with where we've ended up. We think it does a great job of recognizing the franchise's past and Arrowhead while combining it with a stadium that's modern, innovative, bold, and something that'll last for decades.
You and your family have always been so forward about how much you love Arrowhead, I guess. How do you feel like you and the family are going to reconcile the next few years as you're maybe saying goodbye to one, but excited about the next?
Yeah, well, I mentioned this back in December. Leaving Arrowhead's not a small decision, and we're going to really cherish these 5 years. It's a special place, and always will have a special place in our heart, and we're going to appreciate every moment in the building. But at the same time, we're equally excited about the new building because we think it's going to be special, and it'll be a place that our fans over time will really come to love.
A lot of the new stadiums are smaller. You announced 70,000 plus. Why was that important?
Yeah, and that's a debate we've had internally. Definitely the trend with new stadiums is to go much smaller. I've always been proud of the capacity of Arrowhead. I think it's one of the things that sets it apart. It's an asset when you get to host AFC Championship games or you get to host World Cup games. So keeping that capacity in the 70,000 level was important to me. We wanted to make sure that we could do that.
Mark, just they mentioned about your guys' pursuit of the future Super Bowl. Just how much of the design and the renderings that we've seen is with that in mind, getting that Super Bowl and having that be a part of?
Yeah. As we've gone through the design process, obviously, most importantly, we want to design something that's great for Chiefs football and the Chiefs kingdom. But in the back of our mind on every decision is, okay, how would this facility work for a Super Bowl? How would this facility work for a Final Four? How would this facility work for a future World Cup? We're thinking about all that and trying to incorporate as many features and as much space as you would need to have those type of events.
Can you give your initial reaction to the idea of a translucent roof, and what was it like when you actually saw it visually?
Yeah. So pretty early in the decision process, we decided to go with a fixed roof. And that was for several reasons. First of all, I've been in many retractable roof stadiums, and the roof has never retracted. And if you ask the operators, they'll tell you that they maybe retract the roof for 1 or 2 games during the season. And what I've noticed about those facilities is when they have the roof open, you're not seeing much sky, right? The open part of the roof ends up being very small. Part of the experience of coming to a Chiefs game is enjoying the flyovers that we're so blessed to have with Whiteman Air Force Base so close. And so we wanted to design something that would give our fans the best opportunity to see those flyovers. It's part of the reason why we have glass in both end zones. so our fans can see the planes on approach and after they've flown over. And then we wanted the translucent roof where they would be able to see the flyover as it goes past. So that's how we ended up with that design.
Mark, have you guys made a decision about PSLs? Like, where is that coming?
Yeah, we've not made a decision on that. We're still in the study phase on that. That'll be something that we'll get to next year.
I also talked about the importance of seeing design for the parking lots. How important is that to you?
Yeah, so there were two things that we knew had to be part of the new facility. One was we had to have a stadium that was as louder than Arrowhead, and we believe that we've achieved that with this design. I think you maybe heard David Manica talk about hiring acoustical engineers to make sure that the stadium is really, really loud on game day. And then the second thing is we wanted to make sure the tailgating experience is as good or better than we have right now. And we think we're going to be able to achieve that. We have a very large piece of real estate that we're working with, and we think our fans are going to be really excited about the tailgate experience. It's going to be special.
You always provide such good insight on Andy and how he's feeling. I guess what signs maybe inside the building tell you that last year's more of a blip than will become something like it?
Yeah, well, obviously last year was disappointing for all of us, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes injuries happen, and you've got to be able to bounce back. We had a year early in Andy's tenure where we didn't make the playoffs, and it was disappointing. And there was a lot of concern at the end of that season, and some questions about whether Andy should continue to be the coach of the Chiefs. And fortunately, we made that decision that we thought he had a bright future, and he certainly lived up to that. I just think Andy's a special coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He has an incredible staff. Got to hear from Spags today, who's one of the best in the business. And I'm very optimistic that the team's going to bounce back. But there's a lot that goes into it. It starts here at training camp. It's about getting better every day. You can't think about what happened last year, and you can't look ahead. You've got to be focused on winning the day. That was part of my message to the team last night. Is we've got to focus on the present.
How close does the vision for the new practice facility mirror what they have in Frisco and the Star down in Texas? And also, how important is it to be able to deliver a fan experience for that practice facility if you have training camp there similar to what you guys were able to offer up here?
Yeah, so we've looked at a lot of teams' practice facilities as we've thought about the future design of our new practice facility. And there certainly will be some similarities to what the Cowboys have at the Star or what the Vikings have. Those are two that we've looked at closely. Obviously, every situation is a little bit different based on geography and location of the facility. We think we do have an opportunity to have a mixed-use development around the new practice facility, which would be similar to both the Vikings and the Cowboys. We will design the practice facility so that we're able to host training camp. Having the right amount of space, having parking lots, those are the kind of things you have to think about. Ultimately, the decision on where we have training camp is going to be up to the head coach of the team. I certainly hope it's still Andy at that point, but if it's a new coach, the new coach will have a big say in that as well.
Mark, you've done this before in the past, and I know Brett has always said, hey, I'm looking to add competition. I want to bring in guys, throughout the course of the season. I think you guys have about $4 million left in cap space. Just what are the conversations like in the past about maybe creating more cap space to add players in training camp or right before the season, and have those discussions sort of already begun?
During this off season, we did a number of things to create cap space so that we could add the players that we've added to the roster. But invariably, as you get close to the season, there are always injuries or perhaps places that you want to get better. And certainly if we feel like we need to do that, if we need to create some cap space, we'll do that to make sure that we go into the season as strong as we can.
Clark, can you elaborate a bit on what you did say to the team? And Mark made a point of saying that you guys sort of started talking about this season on the plane ride home at the end last season. How have you been handling this and the ability to look forward?
Yeah, well, again, I mentioned how disappointing last year was, and it's not something that we've really talked about since. You know, it's in the past, and it's time to move forward. That's certainly Andy's mentality, the entire coach's mentality, something that has been stressed to the team that we're not going to think about last year because it doesn't do us any good. They've studied the film already. You know, they know what didn't go right. Andy's made the adjustments that he feels like he needs to from a scheme standpoint, but also from a personnel standpoint. And we're excited about moving into 26. Can't wait for September 14th to get here.
Okay, thanks, Clark. Thank you.